a Sunday hike along a beautiful river, the Gaspereau River Trail, and so far it's very nice. We've done this trail before. We're back hoping that there'll be some mushrooms, and well, we already found something cool. So Jessica will explain what it is. And this time she's carrying the backpack with the pigeon, which is the first I've ever seen. There he is. You wanted to talk about something?
We have seen a Stemonitis species of slime mold. It's also known as a chocolate tube slime. Its life cycle is actually quite rapid, so we caught it at the best time. It's sporulating right now, but I looked at this under my microscope for 12 hours straight, and I watched it go straight from its juvenile stage to sporulating, and then eventually these spores will completely disappear into the environment or blow away, and then you will be left with just these black hairy stalks. See how much it blows in the wind? Can you see the hairs right here? They look very cool. And its juvenile stage, it just looks like white little dots all stuck together. They're very slimy and wet, and then they turn pink and start growing these hairs, and then they turn brown, and that's when the spores are ready. And all of that happens in 12 hours.
Good. And here is what the river looks like. There were people out on boats, some people swimming. There we can see someone off in the distance on the boat. And we'll keep going on the trail, and if we come along something else that's interesting, we'll make sure to put it in the video.
What's this?
I guess we already found something else that's interesting. This didn't take long.
Wow! It's a polypore, but I forget the name of this one. I know I knew it at one point, but now I forget, but I'll have to look it up. Did you get under the underside here?
Yes.
Look at that. There should be many species on this trail. There always are. And it's soft. It's velvety. It might actually be called the velvet polypore. Beautiful specimen. Look at these concentric rings. Amazing. Not edible though. But I don't think it's definitely not poisonous because none of the polypores are.
Have we found now?
We have found some deadly Amanitas, also known as the destroying angel mushroom. It's classically a European species, but this is the North American variety. And you can see its enlarged vulva right here. So don't eat this. You can touch it, but don't eat it or you will die of liver failure in a few days. So, not a good one to harvest. They are dried out. They're starting to die. It's very dry here.
This is a little tributary, but as Jessica mentioned, it's dry, so there is no water here at all.
Which is good.
And this is, depending on how wet it is, sometimes a little waterfall, but not today.
Usually this path has a lot of water along it. It's kind of hard to walk, but not today. It's a little bit drier, so we probably won't have to jump over so many little tributaries. So now we found an Agaricus species. There's over 400 species in this genus. A lot of them look very similar. They can be compared, like they're in the same genus as some of the mushrooms you buy in the store, although a lot of them look the same and some are toxic, not deadly, but they will make you puke. And it's quite unusual to see them growing from a tree like this. Usually they prefer like grass and soil as a substrate, so this one's an interesting one, but it's really in there. Very cool. Oops. So now we have found a rusula growing in the dirt. This actually is a purple rusula, which is a little bit rarer than some of the other kinds. You can tell by how white and brittle the gills are. There's, I believe, over 300 species in this genus as well. Some of them edible, some of them not, and in order to test if they're edible, you can actually chew a piece of it, and if it's peppery, you should spit it out. None will kill you, but they might make your stomach upset. Look at that, even purple on the stem. That's not super common. Beautiful species, they get blanched out in the sun, but this one's quite well protected, so it's keeping its color. It's just a little covered in dirt. Gorgeous. We've just found this mushroom that looks like it has a funnel. Look right down into it, it's hollow. Can you see in there? It's actually not meant to be like that. It's a old milk cap or lactarius species. So if you break these gills, they should emit a latex waxy substance, and here we go, there it is. It's like a milk, that's why it's called a milk cap, if you can focus on that. These ones are usually edible, but they're not a choice edible, so usually they're not that tasty. But I believe Yaroslav has eaten the orange lactarius, right?
I have eaten the orange ones,
Yeah.
and they are nice.
And
Especially if you marinate them.
They're beautiful too. They're tastier than the white ones. They're actually popular in Russia, aren't they?
And other European places.
Eastern European, yeah.
What's this? Is this a chanterelle?
A chanterelle! Oh my god! Oh, look at this! Oh my god! Beautiful! Okay, we're keeping this.
I have a bag for them.
Yes, we are. Oh, yes! They're partially eaten, but that's okay. We can partially eat the rest of them. There's not many here, but I hope we find more. This is incredible. I've been dying to find a chanterelle this year, and we haven't until now, and it's July. Last year we found so many in June. Oh, there's only 3. This is a very popular trail, so it's shocking that we even found these, because these are the first ones people usually recognize when they're looking for mushrooms. This and oyster. And here we found a young bolete species. Do you know the name of this one?
I don't remember it.
I don't either, but look how gorgeous this one is. It's very young. And look how, you don't often see them in this quality. Usually the bugs have gotten to them. Most bolete species are edible.
But this one might not be.
This one,
I think it might be the purple bolete, which isn't.
yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't know my boletes that well, but this is not a bruising bolete. But it's hefty, it's gorgeous. We're gonna keep looking for boletes. Now look at this bolete we found. It's so young, the stipe hasn't even separated from the umbrella here. I forget the name of that. But, oh, that's gorgeous. Uneaten too, and look how pigmented it is. And it's a blue bruising bolete. Look at that, it's turning blue right before your eyes. This is a special one, but I don't think this is an edible one. There's so many boletes that bruise blue, and a lot of them look very similar. Bolete identification is actually quite hard. But here's another young one, and it's even more vibrant. The veil, that's the word I was looking for. The veil has not separated from the stipe. So, wow, look how yellow that is. As soon as it gets scratched though, look how dark it gets. And the young ones can often get darker quicker. Though that's not always the case, but wow, good find. We found so many, and this is all in the past 5 minutes.
What
or so.
about this one right here?
And there's another one, and it's also equally bright.
I think that's an Amanita.
Oh, it is an Amanita. Never mind, this one's an Amanita, different species. But if you're not educated on it, you wouldn't realize that. This one has speckles on the top. So this is going to turn into a Jacksoni variety, Amanita jacksoni. But they've actually reclassified that, and I forget what they've reclassified it to. There's actually some more adult species over there. And these ones do not bruise blue. This is how they start looking when they're older, although these ones are way past their prime. They're actually psychedelic if you eat them, but not in a good way. They have muscimol and ibotenic acid. It's not a very pleasant way to get high, so I don't recommend it. Wow. It's crazy that people to the untrained eye would think these are the same species, and they might eat both thinking they're yellow boletes and safe to eat. Very bad idea. Look at this old bolete we just found. Oh, that's sturdy in there. My goodness. I think this might also be the same purple bolete Yaroslav was talking about earlier, because look at the stipe. Although it's so past its prime, it's definitely old, and that is a thick one.
And
usually the underside isn't so thick.
what's this here?
This is another Amanita, Jackson eye. Another psychedelic one, but in way better condition, so you can really see the specks on top. They're gorgeous. They're red in a lot of other areas of the world, but especially like other areas of North America, but we can't really find red ones around here. They're always yellow. There's a little baby guy. And you can see how different it is from the yellow bolete we looked at earlier that had a completely yellow stipe. You can see the enlarged vulva, another sign of an Amanita species. Imagine seeing a crumpled one and thinking it's a chanterelle and eating it. No bueno. Oh, look at that bolete! Yes! Yes! That's enormous! Oh, you never see them this big. Oh my god, that's enormous. I don't think I've ever seen a bolete this big in my life.
There's another one on the other side of the tree.
Oh.
It's also big.
Ah, it's heavy! It's 100 pounds! Ah! And it's, look how little bugs are in it, but nothing can, oh my god, I cannot. This is like a 5-pound bolete. I'm not joking. I could never get this excited. And then look at these guys. These are younger versions of the same ones. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. This is a haven for mushrooms, this trail. We got to keep this a well-known secret.
We're putting it on YouTube.
Yeah, 5 people are going to watch it though, so it's okay. That's amazing. Oh my god, that's hefty. Ah. Wow, these are covered in bugs. I actually do not know what this species is. It's an LBM, as we call it, little brown mushroom. You can see them covered in spore. Yeah, these ones are kind of nondescript. I'm sure that I could identify them if I looked them up, but off the top of my head, I don't know. Still cool though. Still hoping to find more chanterelles. Okay, so we found an Amanita pantherina. I believe these ones are edible. They actually have a shiny cap. They have no specks on top, and they have a little bit of an orangish, reddish, yellow stem. But yeah, they smell good. And they have the enlarged vulva still. Typical Amanita species for sure. But we're not gonna take it. It's been partially eaten, and we don't really like to mess around. Oh, here's an older one. Here's an older one. You can actually see they grow quite tall, and they actually turn brown as they age. So they're still shiny, but they turn brown rather than that bright orangey color that we just saw, and they get very tall. Yep, that's a cool little side-by-side. So much to see. Oh my god, look what we found. We found baby white oyster mushrooms. We almost never see them in this juvenile state. Look, they're fruiting. And not only here, they're fruiting down here. They're fruiting down here, here. This is one that got ripped off. They're in here. And there's bigger ones on this side. look at that. These are edible and they're actually going to be super tasty, so we're going to take these. Right, Yaroslav?
We'll take.
We'll take because they're going to be super tasty at this young juvenile stage. And people have already harvested this one. Once they get to this size, they're not as good. They're still good, but these are like, you almost never get it like this. And they're going to keep fruiting because you can see them pushing through other cracks of the tree. So there's no danger of it not producing more. There's probably more up there, but I can't see. Super exciting. So we found a dog vomit slime mold. I believe it's in the Physarum genus. It's quite sticky, and this is actually one of the common ones they use in experiments. But first time seeing it this season. Pretty cool. I'll leave it be. It's feasting around that leaf. We haven't really seen many.
We're seeing and hearing a bunch of birds flying by the river, and I think they might be kingfishers, but they're very fast. So I might put my other lens on, the 75 to 300, and see if I can catch one of them. That'd be really cool if I could capture a kingfisher. So I attached my 75 to 300 millimeter lens, and this is indeed a kingfisher. I don't know if I can get much closer without him flying away, but this is incredible. It's my first time taking pictures and video of this bird, and I've only seen it once before in Nova Scotia, but it is the provincial bird of Nova Scotia, so that's really interesting.
Dryad saddle! So we found an old dryad saddle. This one isn't that common. Look, there's a better one down there. Oh my god, there's more over there! This is not edible, but it's also not toxic. Ah, that one is old as anything. This one's harder than a rock. And then look at this one. Okay, let's go look at these ones over here that are even bigger. Oh! This is the youngest specimen, but it's still old and crusty. Oops. Yeah, these ones are old and very leathery. Very cool find. There's something over there. Okay, we gotta walk over there. I gotta know what that is. Never mind. I think it was a false alarm, or I'm seeing things. We need to find more chanterelles. This mossy area is exactly where you would find chanterelles, especially on a riverbank. Usually there's a lot, but this is never a plentiful trail for chanterelles. Like, we've come here a few times and we haven't really seen chanterelles here. We could go to the Myra River one. That one has chanterelles. Look what we found. More oysters, white oysters. These are the only good ones on this log too. The rest are rotting, but we'll add those to our collection. Yeah, we should show the other ones. Look at these, they're all dried up. They're all along the top, and they do not smell very good, but these ones are perfect. And we will harvest them.
We're almost back at the car. This was a really nice trail. We've done this one before. We didn't find any more mushrooms aside from what was shown on the video, the ones we're taking back anyway. It's not a lot, probably enough to make, I don't know, a small omelet, which I think is probably what I will do. A few insect bites, but not too many. Luckily this trail didn't have a lot. And yeah, I saw the kingfisher flying a few times, but I wasn't actually able to get any closer than what I have in that video and those few photos.
Amazing selection of fungi here, more than we've ever seen this year so far, and even more than last year in terms of varieties and species. So it was very successful, even though we didn't get a lot of edible species. Still good.
Time to leave now.